Why is Sheldon Keefe the right man to see this project through up there?
A few different reasons. One is I think he does have a great relationship with the players. The top players in Toronto clearly like playing for Sheldon Keefe. They have a ton of success with him, all of them individually and collectively, and they have been, as the general manager alluded to, a very good regular season team under Sheldon Keefe. So he's had great success. I mean, yes, we know they haven't done well in the playoffs. The long drought, they finally won a round, but just one. It's not enough. But he's done well historically. So there's that. There's a fact that there would be a lot of noise in Toronto, a market that I am very familiar with, a lot of noise if he started the season. What's his job security like? Is he coaching to save his job? Whatever. And Toronto is one of the few organizations that could extend a coach for 2 years, and there's really nothing invested other than money. Right. If it doesn't work out, and if he were to be let go, it wouldn't cost him anything but money, which is they have a lot of. But you look at what he's done. This is all time. This is not current. This is all time 250 games, which is like 3 seasons.
Yeah.
He's got the best winning percentage ever. Now, he's got a long way to go to do it, as long as Coop has done it, or Scotty Bowman for sure. But gives you a sense of how good of a team he has and how good of a job he's done with it. So it's not like he's the reason they haven't scored in the playoffs. He's not the reason why Sergei Bobrovsky turns into Ken Dryden. Like, some of the stuff is beyond his control, some of these losses in the playoffs. He's a good coach. Team's been really good. I understand why they would do this now. There are no better options for him, for this group, this second. So bring him back, calm the noise, invest some money, and return the group.
I think you make a great point in saying that Toronto itself and the media in Toronto and the buzz around it. Like, as a player, I never really cared what the coach's contract was.
Never.
I was too worried about my own contract.
Yes.
So, as a player, you don't really think about it too much, but in Toronto, when the media will have no problem asking Austin Matthews about the coach's contract situation, which he should have nothing to do with. So it is important to get him locked in and kind of putting that down. It's a 2-year deal. It's not forever. He has this year and 2 more. But it's important. He has taken these stars and allowed them to play up to their capability, and there's a lot of money invested in those stars. So they need to be at their best. They have climbed one hurdle, the smallest one, but they're perennially at the top of that division, and he's a big part of that.
The one other part, you mentioned the stars and how they've done, and yes, you know, their biggest problem is that they play with Tampa and Boston in that division, where those teams have been, frankly, better than them in the playoffs, but a couple of the best teams in the league. But don't think that the coaching staff didn't come up in the conversations with Austin Matthews. Not to suggest that Austin Matthews said, hey, I want him extended, so go do it, or I want him fired, and you will, but
he's going to have a say.
The GM would check in and be like, hey, what do you think? What's your relationship like? What does it work? What do we need to change? And I'm pretty sure that Sheldon Keefe would get a strong endorsement from all his top guys, which for a new general manager, as Brett Treliving is, you know, that would resonate. So it's funny, though. The one thing about Toronto is that coming into the summer, it was Austin Matthews' contract has only 1 year left in it. William Nylander's contract only has 1 year left in it. Sheldon Keefe's contract, you can't bring them all back. And now it looks
2 out of 3
more
are done.
and more like they're all going to at least start the season coming back. So, which I don't have a problem with either. They're good, and if they take another crack at it and they get over that second hump, then who knows what could happen.